So what's going on is we are going to do the next box that is included and its IP address is 10.10.10.55. So I have already performed the nmap scan using normal switches, service scanning and only this IP, and we have got some ports open. You can see 22 open SSH and this SMTP was filtered, 53 DNS, and we have the web server running and remaining ports are filtered and 443 is open. So we have the some credentials from the previous box from the pathfinder. So if you scroll down, you can see the Sheffield 19 is the password we got, and I thought we can use this password for finding the user mic. So I will tell you how I got this mic user. So first of all, let's examine the port 80. So let us go to the IP address of this. So you can see this is the home page, and you can search for source code for any comments, any juicy information that is hidden in the comments. So there is no juicy information, and you can see at the URL it says question mark file is equals to index.php. So generally this like file is equals to page is equals to reach to file inclusion vulnerabilities. So how do you confirm is, all you can do is you can go some few directories backwards indicating to the root directory, and you can say hc pass wd. So if you get the contents of this hc pass wd, you can say that it is file inclusion vulnerability. So you can see the text here and it is in the black uh, border element. So what you can do is you can press Ctrl U to see the page source code. So these are the contents of the source code. So here we can see any users having no password or anonymous password logins. So you can see here there is a mic user. So by like this I got the mic user. So there is a mic user on the system, and I have tried to log in via SSH since expecting this Sheffield 19 as a password for the mic user. So the connection refused. Okay. So you can see the home directory, home mic, and the password encrypted, user id, group id. So okay, that's fine. So if you can see down here tftp, so that means there is a trivial file transfer protocol installed and it's encrypted, and you can see the home directory var lib tftp boot. So okay, now what we're going to do is, and you can also see there is no login flag. That means we can directly login into this tftp using the IP address. So you can see we have successfully logged in. That means anonymous login has been successful. Now if we type help question mark, so we can see these are the commands we can perform. So we can say that hc pass wd hc pass, we can see the contents of this hc pass wd, and in the same case we can see the contents of this folder. So what if we upload a reverse shell, php reverse shell, and it will be automatically stored in this home folder. So we can navigate to the home folder and run that reverse shell. So okay, now let's, now I have already downloaded this reverse shell from the pentest monkey. So you can go to the pentest monkey and download that. So now I have changed the IP address 10.10.14.15 and the port is 1234. So okay, this is my PHP script. So what I can do is I can start the listening on the port 1234. Now all you need to do is you can use the put command. So put simply temp2.php. So it will take some time. So you can see the file has been written. Now what you need to do is you can remove this one. So we are already in the root directory, and var lib tftp boot tftp boot slash temp2.php. So hit enter. I'm sorry. Okay, I hit entered in the new tab, so I will run again. So now hit enter. So the page will load. Meanwhile, we get the connection. You can say who am I. So this is www data. So we can upgrade to the TTY shell, which Python 3. So there is a Python 3. We can write the command Python 3 import pty and spawn a bash shell. So okay, now we have got into the TTY shell. Now what we can do is we can switch to the user mic using this password. So let me copy this password. I can say su mic and hit enter. Now paste the password, hit enter. Now you can see we have successfully logged into this mic user. Who am I? So let's say we are in the root directory. We can go to cd home and say ls. You can see this is the user.txt, cat user.txt. So we have successfully pawned the machine, but we need to do the privilege escalation. So this is a new privilege escalation technique I did not know up to now. Now let's type id. So you can see there is a lxt group. So this lxt group is like a daemon. It will allow you to create a virtual root environments inside this box. It's like a snap packages. So if you learn about the snap packages, snap is like a virtual sandbox where you can install your Linux applications. So these snap packages are somewhat slow. So anyway, we can use this lxd. So I don't know about this previously, but I learned now lxd privilege escalation. So you can type this. So you can go to this website link. So you can read the theory here. It is like creating a virtual sandbox environment inside a Linux system. So here what we're going to do is we are going to download a small Linux environment called Alpine LXD. So search the Google like this, Alpine LXD. Now you get the GitHub link. So you can copy this. I have already cloned this into the desktop directory. So this is the folder LXD Alpine builder. Let's say ls, and what you need to do is you need to run this build shell script as a root user. Sudo build Alpine. Now type in your computer password. Okay. Now main important thing is you will get this error. So most of times you get this error. So one way to fix is you can go to issues. So now what you're going to do is you need to scroll down and until you see this yes, you can see this is the user Turan98. So he have updated the solution. So all you need to do is copy this mirror link and say ls cd root fs. So in this root file system, say ls, you need to go to cd user share. Let's say ls. So now we need to create a folder that is called Alpine mirrors. So you can see Alpine mirrors. So let's go and create sudo mkdir Alpine mirrors. I'm sorry. So okay, now Alpine mirrors has been successfully created. Let's go on to this directory Alpine mirrors, and now let's say sudo nano. We need to create a file mirrors.txt. Make sure that mirrors is in the uppercase. So now paste this link. Yes, the link. Now save this file. Now go back. go back to your main directory and now run this script as a root user. Sudo build alpine. Now we got the same error. Now what we need to do is we need to run this script again until you get no error, because it will try for the mirror. So run again. So run again. Okay. So we have successfully built this one. I don't know why we are getting error. Okay, now in my Ubuntu VM it has been successfully run. Now you can go to, so I will upload this file in the GP share and I will share the link here. Now this is the tar file. Let me copy this. So let me upload to GP share. So don't worry guys, I will share this tar bar, so no need to worry. So start upload. Okay, let's copy. So actually it has successfully compiled in my Ubuntu, so it is in my dual boot. I don't know why it's not compiling here. So okay, let's download this and save this. CD. So Alpine, this is one. So we can rename to alpine.tar.gz. So I have already renamed this to alpine.tar.gz. So I have already downloaded it previously. So this is, we need to host it on our Python web server. So now we need to, where is our terminal? So we need to go to the temp directory. So we can say wget say ls. Okay, there are two files, we can remove one, say rm. So let's say ls. So okay, now what we can do is lxc image list. So there are no any Linux images here, so I have already added this previously. Now let's add again. So here what we can do is, so you can say lxc image import the tar bar and alias name. So let's do that. lxc image import alpine.bar. So I'm putting the alias as pond 2. So let's say pond 2. Now hit enter. Okay, now it's saying image with same fingerprint already exists. So if you can run this and you'll get like this. So you can run lxc image list, so you get this like this. So you can give whatever alias name you want. So up to now you have uploaded the image. Now what we're going to do is we are going to initialize that one. So let me copy this. So lxc init, and let's say pond ignite, and we need to give the security privileges. Security privilege is equals to true. So container ignite already exists, so you need to enter this command and it will be normally created ignite. So what I can say is lxc. Now what we're going to do is we are going to mount this whole system's file system into our virtual environment, but we will become the root user. So we will mount it as a root user. So you can say config device add, so you can execute this command, then my device, and you can see the disk source is equals to slash, that means the whole file system, and path is equals to mount point root. So you can paste that here. So the device already exists, so you need to just enter this command. So now we can say lxc start ignite. So the container is already running. So in my case it's already running. So all you need to do is lxc exec, or you can go to cd mnt. So at this mount point you can say ls. So there is no mount point. So okay, now let's lxc exec ignite bin sh. Okay, now we need to go to this mount point. So let's say ls, and we can see root system. So entire system's root system has been mounted here. Let's say ls. So we need to go to the cd root. So there will be our root.txt file. So you can see we have two files, login.sql and root.txt file. You can say cat root.txt. So this is the root flag, and we can also see cat login.sql. So here some SQL commands are going on. So there is a login table, and the schema is id, username, password, primary key. So primary key is the id and username, password. And you can see dumping data for login table. So this you can see the insert into login values of. So they are inserting the values from the user input, so normal input and Daniel, and this is the password. So these credentials may be initial foothold for the next machine. So okay, that's all for this video. We have successfully found this included.